Authorities have discovered explosive devices at both the DNC and the RNC buildings. At first, it was confirmed that there was a pipe bomb near the RNC building, and then the DNC building was evacuated after there were worries of a suspicious package. Well, later it was confirmed that the DNC was in fact also targeted with pipe bombs. Now, luckily, they were detonated safely and no one was hurt. But had authorities failed to find those pipe bombs, of course, there would be people injured in the best case scenario and people who die as a result in the worst case scenario. But this is terrorism. This is terrorism. This is not anarchy. This is not any other weird euphemism that the media might come up with to whitewash what's happening right now. This is sedition. This is an attempt to overthrow our government. This is treason. This is terrorism. You don't place pipe bombs near a building unless you're hoping that people get hurt, that people die. That is why you place pipe bombs near any type of building. And in this case, government buildings, specifically because you don't like the outcome of the election. You don't believe in democracy. These Trump supporters don't believe in our democratic process. They don't believe in our Constitution. And I have no interest in healing with them. Okay, I want to stop using that kind of language when it comes to the Republican Party. What we're seeing right now in the Capitol is a clear representation of what the Republican Party believes in this country. It has been taken over by fascistic individuals who believe in authoritarianism, who do not believe in democracy, and we need to call it what it is and stop walking on eggshells because we're afraid to offend Trump supporters. I don't care about offending anyone, Trump supporters, Democrats, who cares? What's right is right, and what's happening right now in the nation's capital is beyond shameful and incredibly embarrassing, especially for a country, by the way, that loves invading other countries because they want to spread democracy, right? That's the BS reasoning that we hear from our government all the time. And so look at what we've allowed to happen in the nation's capital today. This is insane. This was encouraged by members of Congress and by Donald Trump and his administration.
Yeah, and there's been, a little bit of condemnation, but there's plenty of powerful people on the right that are perfectly fine with this. They're gonna find some sort of excuse. They're gonna pivot to some other topic. They're going to excuse it, as Trump himself was. And so, like, an important part of long-term engagement with politics is understanding who people are, who movements are. And we criticize constantly the Democrats for not seeming to get it, to being stuck in the aughts or in the 90s or in the 80s or even earlier and not getting who these people are. But not just the politicians, also their base. This is not a thing where the Republican Party has managed to convince their base, or kind of hide the fact that they're anti-democratic and that they're suppressing the vote and gerrymandering and all that stuff, and they can't seem to win the popular vote. They haven't gone nearly far enough for their base. Their base is done with this entire thing. They have no interest. They potentially accurately see that the sort of politics they want cannot get majority support. So they know that they cannot actually gain enough power to put their agenda into effect. And so they've done the math on that and they've realized democracy doesn't work, okay? They lasted as long as they can with the different structural manipulations and the way the system is inherently biased in a way that benefits them, and they're done with it. And Trump, he's the terrible part of it right now that we're dealing with. He's hopefully going to be gone soon. But lurking in the wings, you have people like Josh Hawley and Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz that are desperately trying to figure out right now, what do I have to say and do to get the people that stormed the Capitol today to vote for me in 4 years? How do I get the fascists to think I'm the one that's gonna do it for them? Because they're gonna face incredible competition for that. What are they gonna say? What are they gonna do to convince that massive million-strong mob that they're the one that'll finally do what Donald Trump apparently couldn't quite finish?
It's just amazing how powerful propaganda is in this country, where you can have someone like Donald Trump, who has been such a complete failure in every regard. I mean, economically, for the vast majority of Americans, he's been a failure. He's been great for the stock market, but obviously that's not representative of the real economic situation for most Americans. He's been a disaster when it comes to the pandemic. I can't say it enough. Like the fact that they can't accept that Trump was such an awful president that he lost. Hundreds of thousands of people gone, dead. He has been a complete failure, and they're like, no, but he's the one who actually genuinely got reelected. Like he's the one who won. No. People despise Trump because he's failed them, and he's failed his own base as well, to your point, John. And this strategy, the propagandizing to the point where you can successfully implement these divide and conquer tactics. I mean, to the point where Americans are willing to dismantle our system of government, totally throw out our democratic process. It's just like infuriating, but also pretty depressing. Democracy is such a fragile thing, and we're experiencing the lengths to which some people in this country are willing to go just to throw out our democracy in favor of authoritarianism.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.